episode of
ZoeTv.
ZoeTv. And we've been building this one up for a while. I mean...
Yes, you have been talking about this for weeks and
weeks.
And weeks.
About a celebrity.
Yes.
A amazing individual.
A-lister.
A-lister. And so we're going to get to that celebrity in just a second because we actually got him on. And this is what we've been building up, and
you're amazing,
it finally happened. I can't believe Rolodex open, got who we wanted.
This is all you.
But before we begin with this said guest, let's talk real quick about the fact that it's like almost the end of August already, and so much is in motion heading into the fall.
Yes, it's not really almost the end of August.
I said we're getting there. We're making progress towards the end.
We are getting towards the end, yes.
Okay, we talked last week about graduation.
So excited.
The university curriculum should be out soon.
Graduation, they have their letters, they know.
They got their letters, they know.
Yes.
Talk to me real quick about the catalog.
Oh, it should be out in the next week.
Next week.
It looks great.
So the week of this airing, that might be on the table towards the end of the week.
It will be.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I meant to say.
That's what the director said.
That's
Very good.
right.
All right. We got a packed show, so we got to begin. We're going to start with the celebrity.
I can't wait.
And I'm building her up because on this campus, she is.
I know.
She came on this campus, hit the ground running, involved in everything.
Yes, she is.
And she is the poster child for what could be in terms of get involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Get involved and get better.
Right.
And with that, Jan Viaar.
Viaar.
It's Viaar.
It's Viaar. What
Jan,
is
how
it, Jan?
is it?
I'm waiting to see the celebrity.
You're it.
How do you say your last name?
Viaar.
Agree to disagree, Jan.
No.
Okay.
All right, Jan, for
Everybody
real.
makes mistakes.
You are an amazing individual. I have watched you on this campus get involved in everything. You're busy at all times.
Yes, I am.
So let's start with how'd you get to Glencroft? Where are you from? Let's get some context to you.
Well, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up there. My family moved here when I was a senior in high school. I met my husband here and got married. We were married.
Where did you go to high school? You went to high school here?
I was in high school for 2 months here because I was a senior when we moved here. And I did not have Arizona Constitution or biology or driver's ed, so they wouldn't let me graduate.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I was here October, November, December, and then I went to Phoenix College and I picked up biology and Arizona Constitution. So consequently, I got my diploma in the mail from Camelback High School.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
No,
2 months in high school and you got a diploma.
Hey.
Well, I would have preferred staying in Milwaukee till I graduated, but that's how it turned out.
Absolutely. Okay, so then what happened after that? Where did you go? Did you stay in Arizona?
Married. My husband was in the service, so we went to Virginia, and we were there almost a year. And then we came back to Phoenix and settled in here.
Wow.
So you've been here a while.
I've been here since 1958, except for the exception of when we moved to Virginia for that period of time.
Okay.
So I feel like she's an original Arizonian.
Well, I'm a native and you're
Somewhat,
a native,
yeah.
sort of. So, yeah.
You've been around long enough to see the change that this valley has done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It was very pleasant when I moved here.
I know, wasn't it? It was cooler. There were big trees, canals.
Yeah,
It was a different place.
We are a big city.
Yeah,
like a big
I
city.
used to see horseback riders on Indian School Road.
Yep. And down Central.
Yeah.
They really did. It still says the horse.
Right.
But
Horse trail.
Yeah.
Brides. What is it called?
Bridle path.
Bridle
path.
Okay. I digress.
For all the brides.
All right. So then, when and where and why did you decide Glencroft needed to be your home?
When I decided I couldn't do the yard work and keep up with a big house, my husband died almost 3 years ago now, and it was just too much for me. And a friend of mine lost her job, so I allowed her to stay with me for a brief period of time, which turned into a large amount of time. And finally she got a job and was looking around for a place to live. And she came here and brought me along for the lunch. And then Dawn showed us some of the casitas, and I'd never been interested in moving to a place like this. My daughter worked at one, and it was all these big buildings, and I never wanted to be in a big apartment building.
Right.
And when I saw the casitas, I thought, that's pretty good.
It's Arizona, huh? It feels like
I like the casitas.
Arizona,
and
yes.
They were pretty good size. And so little by little, I kept coming. I think Dawn must have got sick of me. I must have come 5 or 6 times to look around and check everything out. And finally, I said, okay. And I've been happy ever since. I never regretted it. I run into so many people that say, I wish I could. I wanted to keep my home. I didn't want it. My kids forced me. And the thing I've noticed with these people is once they get involved and they meet people and they start being active, their tune changes. But it's getting them involved and helping them meet people. And
that's so true.
Yeah, and some people won't do it.
You're right.
They just won't do it. And
Right.
then they remain unhappy.
That's a really good point, because I know you're right about that. It's such a good part of aging is socializing and getting out there. And we talk about that in, the pillars. It's important.
Yeah. Yeah, when I moved here, I never expected my life to change. I thought, okay, I'm going to be just like I was at home. I'll have the dog. I'll go to church on Sunday, work the food bank, go out occasionally with friends for lunch, and read books, and I haven't hardly touched a book in the year I've been here. So my life totally changed when I moved here.
Oh, that is great.
Now, you say that because you jumped in and you got busy right off the bat. And so these books are gathering dust.
They are.
Because you're so active. So why don't you talk through what a day in the life of Jan looks like? I mean, you're involved in everything, but kind of hit some of the highlights of what a week looks like. I mean, you're in all of it.
Wednesday's about the busiest. Wednesday, I get up and I walk the dog. Then, yesterday there was food bank, so I go there. Then I rush over to drums. When drums is done, then I have speech. After speech, then I go to virtual reality. After that, I hit the massage chair for a little bit. Then I went to lunch, and in the afternoon, we played 5 crowns. So my dog didn't see me from early morning till late afternoon.
But look at that day.
I love
Look
that.
at the day in terms of the pillars, right?
Yeah.
You're hitting on so much when it comes to lifestyle and vitality, right? I mean, to watch you on the drums in there and going to town and physically getting after it, but emotionally too. You guys were singing. It's fun. It's engaging. Endorphins are flowing. And then we get into the speech and the Zoe talk, and it's a lot of cognition in making you guys think and be loud and use your voice. And I mean, there's so much practical applications for those first couple hours in the morning of being better, like working on yourself. Well,
like speech, when the people, I tell them I have speech, they think probably speech, you're getting up and having a speech.
Yes.
Well, why would you need that? And I think it's fantastic because I have been having trouble swallowing, and all those exercises we do, it just makes me feel more confident.
Right.
Oh, that is so great. Well, I loved when you list, and then I had lunch. I mean, it's a busy...
It's like an afterthought.
Lunch,
love that.
Lunch is a social occasion.
No, but I mean, you get all this stuff done before lunch. It's not like... that sounded like a whole day, and then it was lunch. So
yeah, well, that's the busiest day. My Wednesdays are the busiest. The other days are slower. Like Tuesday, I have swimming.
Yes.
And that's about it. But I'm looking forward to the lectures coming now.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be a good semester.
You're an active learner. And we know that about your personality anyways. You gravitate towards wanting to learn. And so that hits you hard. But I think the idea of a slower day still being your pool and you're eating and you're walking your dog and you're moving and you're active, that's a slow day for some. That would be like, I couldn't even imagine a day like that.
Right.
So it's perspective. But yours is Yours is filled.
And making friends.
Oh.
Right? You've made some
I've
really
met,
good friends.
Such wonderful people here. Really
Agree.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
From all kinds of backgrounds.
Yeah, I've met, I think, 3 missionaries.
Right.
And then, of course, there's school teachers and nurses I've met.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I've gotten acquainted with a whole herd of people.
That's so important.
Well,
Very nice.
In your busy schedule, we targeted you early in our Zoe Life Immersion program, the ZIP program, 30-day boot camp into all the pillars. And it is, we call it boot camp because that's what it is. We put you in the deep end, and every day we're hammering pillar, pillar, pillar.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's our opportunity, especially with new residents, to learn them and put our arms around them and get not only my eyes, but Mark's eyes, dietary eyes, security eyes. Like, get so many people involved comprehensively, and like, what do you think of Jan? Like, how is she doing? And we're getting around.
She's a celebrity.
She's a celebrity. But you did that a couple different times. You've gone through different cycles of ZIP. So tell us what that looks like, and would you encourage others to become involved in that?
Well, they have to. I mean, they're just wasting their time if they don't do it. It's here, it's available, you don't have to go out of your way for it, and you get so much. Like, I've only been here a year, and a couple months ago I encouraged some people to get involved in the exercise, and I've seen the improvement already.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have seen the improvement. It's amazing. So I encourage everybody to get involved as much as they are able, and even like the group exercises. I know they're on TV, but myself, I'm not going to sit in my living room and do the group exercises. Right. I'm going to go to the group exercises, and I think everybody should, especially new people, because you see the same faces and you get acquainted. Maybe it takes months, but you get acquainted. You found a place here.
Yes, that's really true.
Right.
And for those that can't get out, it's an amazing thing to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but I want to talk about the pain management program, and you're on it with the neuropathy. And so talk about your experience on it. Our phone is already going bananas because of the neuropathy program and everything that's coming, but talk about your experience on the box.
Well, I hope not too many people want the neuropathy program, because I want to do it. But yeah, it's beneficial. You can feel the current going in, and you feel a lot better. And I think it's, even though I've had the problem with my heel now, the whole foot was kind of treated, and I can tell the neuropathy is not as bad on that side of that foot.
Can't wait till my turn.
I know, right? Well, you're amazing.
Yes, you are.
You are exactly what we love about a resident that just jumps in the deep end on day one. And not everybody can do that, and that's okay.
Well, that was not my personality. I never have done that before.
But you did it.
Well,
You're
Dina
doing it.
kind
You
of
are right
pushed.
now.
Dina pushed me into it. She signed me up, and
You did it, though.
Yeah.
And you continue to do it. I mean, it's one thing to do it for a month. You have lived this lifestyle for now a year, and I hope you're better for it.
oh yeah, I can't wait to get back in the performance center and be able to do those exercises. But till my foot feels better, I can't do it.
That's why you're in the pool and working
And
on
you're
that box.
doing what
I
you can.
love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's one of my favorite classes.
Well, Jan, thank you for joining us. It's been a long time coming. We've been building you up, and you're a local celebrity.
She did not disappoint.
She did not?
No.
Thank you.
Except for you did with her name.
Viaar. Agree to
Viaar.
disagree. Thank you, Jan.
Here we are with another superstar guest. Yes. For those of you who haven't met her or seen her around campus, we would like to introduce you to the Director of Nursing over at Providence Place, Tony Fox. Tony, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
It's exciting to get anybody in that building to come get on set because you guys are so busy and have so much on your plate. So to get a few minutes of your time, we appreciate it.
Yes.
Because our residents want to hear about you guys rolled over there because we're all one big campus, but you deal with a lot in that building. So we hope that we can kind of get into the world of Providence Place as we are right now.
Right.
August 2022.
Well, and I do want to say, for those who don't know, you guys have an amazing activity department.
Yes, we do.
And I'm so impressed by all of them and their commitment to the residents and the fun they bring. And but lots of us don't see that.
Right.
But you know, you and Bindu are such advocates for that and so proud of what you do. Tell us a little bit about the activities over at Providence Place for people that aren't there.
For example, last week we had, let's see, I'm sorry.
You're good.
We got to start all over. For example, this coming week, we actually have Disco Week. So Gary, who is our activities director, he actually signed up 10 of the staff leadership so that we are able to perform disco-themed songs. And so it's going to be like a lip-sync battle.
This is a TikTok.
And it'll be in it is a TikTok moment.
We are going to, I'm coming over with camera.
Yes.
It is a TikTok moment, and it'll be disco-themed, so we're going to dress up. We're going to play the part. We will be able to, the residents will be able to vote for their best lip-sync singer,
right? And
then we'll have a showdown, and then someone will be crowned the winner of Providence Place.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I cannot wait. So
when is this? What time of day? Like what?
I do believe it's going to be next Wednesday.
Okay.
And it's going to be 2:00 in the in our gathering place dining room.
Okay, and so you're singing.
Yes, I am.
Ooh.
And what are you singing? Or is that a secret?
It's a secret.
Yeah,
it's a secret. Yeah.
Don't divulge
because
it.
it's competition, so you have
can't
to be prepared.
play your cards out there.
You really
gotta hold
can't.
them close.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. Everybody will want to copy.
That's so fun, though.
It is extremely fun.
Gosh, I bet the residents are excited.
They are. They are.
Are they giving you tips of songs that are appropriate? Like, are they like?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
All right. But
I
they're
don't think
engaged
she
in it.
needs it.
No, I feel like she
doing.
I really want to know.
I do
Maybe
too.
off camera.
Okay, so on another subject,
Okay.
COVID.
Yes.
I say every week on the weekly briefing, COVID's not gone away.
And it's not going.
And it's not going to. And it's actually surging a little bit in our campus.
That is
but
correct.
what's the difference in this surge than 2 years ago?
Well, the big difference is where a lot of us are vaccinated, whereas 2 years ago we were not. So at least we do have an added layer of protection that increases our risk for safety. Basically, that means that if we were to come in contact with the virus, we have a better chance of, healing. We have a better chance of, having less symptoms, being hospitalized, and actually worrying about, is this going to be like an impending doom for me? Is this going to, increase my risk for being hospitalized and then maybe even death? So we don't really worry about that as much because we're vaccinated. And the fact that, we are able to have the third shot, which is considered to be your first booster.
Right. And then that's right, because we just did a booster, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So that would have been the fourth for some people.
Yes.
And I don't think we can dismiss that because it does seem like even though it's still happening, people aren't getting nearly as sick. And if they do, it's short-lived.
That is correct. I think one of the things that we have to remember is even though it's still 100 degrees plus outside, that we're still moving into the direction of flu season.
Yes.
Some of us associate flu season with it being a little bit colder outside, but actually flu season, we're less than 30 days away. So some of the symptoms that people have for COVID can be similar to having a common cold. It can be similar to having the flu, or it can be no symptoms whatsoever. Right. So basically what happens is we do continue to wear masks over at Providence Place. We still have to practice good hand hygiene. We still make sure that the staff, they're tested twice weekly because we are considered to be in an outbreak. And we do ask questions pertaining to their exposure, if they're having any signs or symptoms. And when we're an outbreak over at Providence Place, we do still allow family members to come in and visit. We just have a special protocol, and we discuss that with them when they are signing in to see their loved ones. Right. We do provide the proper PPE that is needed for them. We do take their temperature before they come in. We do ask them if they have any symptoms, but we are not allowed to ask them or any visitor that comes in their vaccination status. And that's because we still have to treat everybody as if they are or have been exposed to COVID, and that is by following the proper guidelines.
Sure.
And what about the people, the residents? Are you secluding them? Or that's not the right word, but isolating them so that they don't spread?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have a COVID unit. We actually now have 2. So what's happening over at Providence Place, what we're seeing is we've been in outbreak for probably a little over 2 months. What brings us into outbreak is we have to have 2 confirmed positives, whether they have symptoms or not. Okay. Once we have those 2 confirmed positives, that puts us in outbreak status. When you go in outbreak status, that means that every resident has to be tested twice weekly, and so does every employee that works over at Providence Place. When we have such a large amount of people in a building that size, it is very difficult for us to get out of outbreak status. So that's why we remain in outbreak status today. So we have isolated the residents. According to the CDC, they have to isolate for 10 days. And on the 11th day, they're able to go back, provided that they don't have any symptoms. Now, what we have seen within the last week and a half is that people now are actually having symptoms. They're having the sneezing, maybe a mild cough, maybe they're clearing their throat. And then before that, we just had residents that were positive that had no symptoms whatsoever. The good thing is we have not had any deaths. We have not had anybody go to the hospital. And we continue to offer around campus and set up and coordinate for them to be able to get their COVID booster shots.
Oh, that is so...
It's such a different animal. I mean, than where we were before of everybody just scrambling and trying to get our head around how to mitigate all of this. And now it's
no visitors.
You have the playbook on how to go. And
exactly.
I think it's to hear it said so well of so calmly.
Yes.
This is what we do, and it's very like by the book, and it's so refreshing, right? Instead of this. Where it's kind of chaos, and we threw these people in, and we're trying to put up a wall, and it's just like, here's how we do it, and it works, and this is our approach.
And it's become an everyday common practice for us over at Providence Place, because like you said, once you repeatedly do something, for 30 days straight, it becomes almost like habit, like you don't even think about it. And so we've also been doing this whole COVID dance for, over 2 years now.
Right.
So with that being said, right now the CDC is recommending that, anyone who is considered to be immunocompromised, that they get what they call not a first booster, but they should be on a second or third booster. When in doubt and you don't necessarily know if you should get that second or third booster, you should always have a conversation with your physician. You can talk to some of the nurses on campus, or you can even attend the clinics, the vaccination clinics, and you can ask the people that are administering the vaccine just to make sure. Being immunocompromised, that just basically means, a few things. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you taking any medications that is causing you to have your immune system suppressed? Do you have diabetes? Do you have, anything that considered to be, life-threatening or something that really makes you severely ill? And what happens is if you answer yes, when you go to the vaccination clinics, you don't have to provide any proof to what makes you immunocompromised. They take your word for it. And if you meet that criteria, then yes, you can be given a booster.
Oh, okay.
Great information.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
really
are
informative.
you, and I'm sure it happens still this day, but people are leaving the building, able to get out on campus if they're in there. Are they able to go eat at Henry? Like, where do we at with
Oh, good
going
question.
around campus if you're a resident at Providence Place? Because that's changed over time, right? Before it was, okay, we're trying to keep everybody safe over here. Are
Right.
they out and about right now on campus?
And currently, the residents are still out and about.
Okay.
We ask that they wear masks when they're going out. We still encourage them to do proper hand hygiene as well. As far as the staff, same thing. You know, when we come out and we go over to Henry's, like I said, currently there is no restrictions right now in place for Providence Place for them to say, hey, you know, the outbreak is so bad that you guys need to kind of contain and not move around. And mainly that's because most of us, we are vaccinated.
Right.
And that
And
makes
boosted.
and that makes a huge difference, you know. And if you really think about it, I always tell my staff the following. We're safer inside where we work because we provide you with the N95 mask.
Yeah.
We provide you with the face shields or the goggles. We're constantly on you and watching and monitoring that, hey, are you performing proper hand hygiene in between that patient care areas? So we are very diligent and we're on top of it. It's when you go outside that you don't really think about.
Right.
When you're in the grocery store and you're with your family and you don't have any PPE, you don't have anything to cover your clothing. It's when you go to the gas station. So it's actually when you're outside of campus that really puts you more at risk than actually being in our community.
Oh, I agree with that.
Awesome. Well, this has been awesome.
Oh,
I mean, the
thank you
information is
so much.
Absolutely
great.
welcome.
I think that there is not a disconnect, but our IL residents are always curious.
Right.
What is happening? Because it's the Glencroft rumor mill, and people are, you know, especially in COVID. I heard there's cases everywhere, and it's like to hear from the horse's mouth. Here's where we stand right now. It's It's great. So thank you for
Thank you
being
so
here.
much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.